Well, what is going on, cast and crew? Welcome back to Tyler's Theater. So, today we got a new tease for Spider Man Brand New Day. We did get one a couple days ago, and I was going to react to that, but I saw it on social media as soon as I woke up, and because it was so short, I basically saw the whole thing before I could try to pause it. So, when I saw this one come out this morning, I was like, you know what, let's pause this real quick, and we'll see where we're at. I am really excited. I feel like it's been so long since Spider-Man No Way Home came out. But yeah, so let's jump straight into this. I actually just woke up, so I'm waiting for the caffeine to kick in. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, Tom Holland new suit reveal. All right, let's do this. And 3, 2, 1. Bro, he's the perfect Spider-Man.
We ready?
We are, Tom. We are ready. Alright, let me, jeez, it's another short one. Okay, let me go back. I want to look at the suit. Alright, so it looks like this suit is identical to the one that was in No Way Home, which I'm happy with. You know, I'm glad that Peter finally created his own suit from scratch. One thing I really like about this suit is, aside from the fact that it's so accurate to the comics, and it seems like a lot of Marvel and DC are trying to do that right now. In Avengers Doomsday, I think it'll look cool when everyone has, you know, their comic accurate suits on. But one thing I really like about this one is how complex it is in the detail, but how simple the overall design still is. You know, it still is just the red, the blue, the webs, and the bug, which I actually really like the spider. I don't like the small one, to be honest. I think this one is a good size. You know, I think Andrew's spider was a little too big. Tom's first was a little too small. I think Toby had the best one, and this one kind of reminds me of Toby's. It still has that like shiny glimmer in the fabric, especially in the blues in it, which I really like. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, when you see those shots of like an actual spider web and the sun is coming up, just rained, and the web is like shiny and it's like glistening almost like diamonds. That's kind of like what the sparkle in this suit reminds me of. And it feels positive, it feels hopeful. You know, Andrew's first suit in The Amazing Spider-Man kind of had that like glimmer to it as well, but it was more like slimy looking. Like it was supposed to be more like disgusting, like an actual spider. He's got the perfect face for Peter. The hair's perfect. We know that Tom is very active and physically fit to play Spider-Man. My one complaint, and I don't know if it's just this particular shot or how the suit looks, I think Tom looks a little bit skinny.
Wait, excuse me?
And yes, look, I know Spider-Man is skinny and he's not the strongest, you know, of the Marvel characters. He's not the biggest like the Thors or the Caps. But Spider-Man should still be muscular, built, toned. You know, he's swinging around. He should have almost like a gymnast body. And I think that's why Tom, one of the reasons why he's so good as Spider-Man is because, you know, his proportions and his build and his height. In the previous movies, he was the perfect fit for Spider-Man. And like I said, I don't know if it's just the suit or the way the shot is, but this particular shot, I feel like he just looks a little skinny, you know, especially in his arms.
Don't ever do that again.
Like there's not a lot of definition showing where the suit can kind of like hug and your muscles can kind of pop a little bit more. So I'm not really seeing that in this. I think that's my one complaint. You know, I'm excited, of course, to see the mask. I'm wondering if, you know, the eyes are still going to move because that's very, you know, comic accurate. But since he built his suit, I don't know if the eyes are going to do that. But yeah, you know, I'm excited for this. It's very interesting to see where they're going to go with this story. I know there's a lot of rumors floating around, and there's a lot of ways this can go because, you know, he doesn't have Aunt May anymore, and no one remembers him, and doesn't know the Avengers. And it's like we're starting all over, even though we've seen a ton of him as Spider-Man. But the way they can carry this story, you know, they can go so far in it. And I'm just excited to see what happens. And where this leads, I hope this movie's great. Spider-Man has always been one of Marvel's like gems. So yeah, fingers crossed. But that's going to be a wrap on this video. Let me know what you guys think of the suit. Go ahead and comment it down below, like and share this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.